My name is Kris Lambert.
My name is Alexis Lambert, and we attend Christ Church in Statesville. Grew up in church. It was very normal for me to go to church every Sunday morning. Never really got anything out of it.
We first came to Christ Church through invitation. My wife was part of a life group that was made up of ladies from different churches.
And one of them attended Christ Church here in Statesville. Kris and I were church shopping at the time.
We had visited a couple churches in the area, some out of the area.
And we came here, we visited Christ Church, and immediately had a strong sense of family as soon as we walked in the door, genuine family.
The people were just amazing. The kids area was great. The music was outstanding.
We weren't in a place of condemnation. We were in a place of all walking the same path together.
After we left the service, I told my wife sitting in the car, I think we're done looking.
We were not even out of the parking lot before my husband said, "Stop looking, this is it." About 3 years ago, we were making very good money. I worked for a restaurant chain, a very successful restaurant, big restaurant chain, as a service and sales manager, and the money in that type of business is very good.
We were actually, at that time, probably making the most we ever made, at least on paper. We couldn't figure out where it was all going every week. You know, the checks looked great, but the cabinets were always bare.
When we were making very good money, we were still living paycheck to paycheck and there was no reason for it, couldn't understand why we were struggling.
We always needed to borrow money to pay this bill. We had this collector calling because this bill had got behind. And we never knew what we were going to do next to fix it.
At that time also, we were not very faithful or committed in going to church, attending church, and tithing. It just wasn't a priority for us. When our second child was born, I told my husband I didn't want to go back to the restaurant business. I ended up taking a position that paid me about half of the salary I was making before. But in that time, we started at about the same time being more committed to going to church.
I did hear a preacher who was preaching about tithing, and he said, "You don't have to. You can live life without tithing. You're still going to live and you're still going to die." He said, "You get to." And for the first time, it made sense.
We really got serious into prayer and basically writing the paycheck of our lives over to God, not just with finances, but with my career, with my business, with my family, with my children.
It doesn't mean I'm going to give him my tithe check on Sunday and he's going to put a $40,000 truck in my driveway on Friday. But we know that regardless of how it happens, when we put him first and we're paying our tithes, our needs are always met.
We didn't go on lavish trips, but we didn't go hungry. There were times when we had to pray diligently, "Lord, you've got to pay the bills this month because I don't have it." And it seems that no matter what we really needed, it was taken care of. We kept a roof over our heads and we kept food in our bellies.
We let God take control of our lives again. Gave God the trust and put it inside of Him. He provides for us.
Jesus said in Matthew, "Don't worry about what you're going to eat, and don't worry about what you're going to wear. The birds of the air, they don't reap and they don't sow, and God still takes care of them. Won't He also take care of you because you mean more to Him than a bird?" So that helped me not worry about what was going to happen. The Bible tells us that we are supposed to give the first fruits of our labor. Give right off the top, first 10%. It's actually very, very exciting to be able to write that check and to be a joyous giver. He has blessed us so much, and we're excited about giving back what He asked for and more. We are still committed to giving at least our 10%. That's absolutely a given. But a lot of times we can give more. One verse that really sticks out in my mind is Luke 6, verse 38, and it says, give, and it will be given unto you. God doesn't need my money. It's all His money anyway. So I know that He doesn't need me to give back that 10%. But He wants me to. Tithing is not a burden, and it's not a bill that I pay. God comes first in my life, in our life. My check to God is the first check that I write. But how exciting is it to just be a part of what God is doing in growing other churches, in third world countries, and digging wells in Ghana, and just being the hands and feet. That's a pretty good feeling.